Greetings. When you study the movements of Minister Farrakhan and Warith Deen or Wallace D. Muhammad, you can see that these are very clever brothers who took over the Nation of Islam, divided it among themselves. This is Black Light. Now, I once told you that my pedigree is born in the nation, 1946. I was listening to the teachings in the belly of my mother. She was introduced to the Nation of Islam along with her mother, my grandmother, and her oldest sister by the youngest brother, and they both got to know Malcolm real good, meaning my mother and well, all of them did, that was in that time. But at the age around, I think she told me I was 7 years old, she had a little spat with her brother, but with some more brothers in the nation. And she told me, that not Elijah, but the brothers in the nation was up to no good. Some of the FOI brothers wasn't cool. And she told me that Malcolm was ambitious. He didn't think the nation was moving fast enough. Very ambitious brother. And aggressive. And a lot of those brothers didn't like the laid back style of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. They didn't like the way he spoke. The brother only had a 6th grade education, talking about the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. But he sent his son to universities, I think in Egypt or somewhere over that way. I can't recall the actual name of the university. And Minister Farrakhan, he's very intelligent. Anybody that can play the violin, you got to be intelligent. Because a violin you play almost by ear, even though he could read music too. But they didn't believe that the Honorable Elijah Muhammad was sent by Master Farad Muhammad. They thought Master Farad Muhammad was a fraud. So when the Honorable Elijah Muhammad died, there was some talk about they believe he was poisoned or murdered. But my uncle was telling me that. My uncle had the inside track on just about everything. He told me that it was the government who killed Malcolm. They went and got some brothers out of jail, out of the penitentiary. Just like on Belly. That movie Belly. That movie Belly with DMX. Y'all should watch that movie, because that's close to how they killed Malcolm. Close to it, but they didn't tell it. See, brothers know, these two brothers know. See, and when it comes to Muhammad Ali, uh, Elijah wanted Ali to be a minister. But Ali, he told him to stop fighting, but Ali kept fighting, you know. And the messenger sat him down, took back the name, took back Muhammad Ali's name. Y'all didn't know that. And then, as far as Muhammad Ali's disease, the Parkinson, the word was that they were painting a place where Muhammad Ali was staying at, and in that paint was some chemicals, and he was inhaling them. And Muhammad Ali was listening to Wallace also, and Malcolm, you know. So the government, the agents got to, this is my belief, I don't have any actual proof, but you could tell by their actions that they under suspect, because they tore down everything that the Honorable Elijah Muhammad was building on, split up the money, you know. I had some more brothers tell me about what was going on. I'm not going to say their name, because, you know, I shouldn't have said their name before, but I'm not going to say their name. And I was attending Mosque number 1 here in Detroit. Brothers know who I am. And these brothers, see, I'm like a renegade, solo soldier. But you can't say nothing. I mean, Minister Farrakhan, you can't say nothing that'll make brothers turn away from him, you know. But these brothers don't know that the government is using psychology on Minister Farrakhan and those that follow him. You know, they don't plan on keeping these brothers around for long now. They have left the protection of the Honorable. They have left the protection of Master Farad Muhammad. And you see that everyone that started off under the teachings of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad then broke away. They didn't live long. Or they went to jail and whatever. Some of them went crazy. Mr. Farrakhan got cancer, but they say he beat it. Because they say the government is using him as an instrument, you know, to divide the nation in half, to split the nation. And everyone is teaching under the reputation, is teaching now under the reputation of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. They're not building, they just teaching. Some of them teaching right, some of them ain't teaching right. but they not building now. Let's see what them two is talking. What Farrakhan is saying.
Not seeming to be arrogant, I will say this afternoon that there is not a man living on this earth in the East or in the West who can go into the divine word of Almighty God Allah and bring out the divine light in that word as you will hear done this afternoon by this one who will appear before you in just a few minutes. The Honorable Wallace D. Muhammad. My beloved brothers and sisters, one of the worst enemies to society is an enemy that rises up within ourselves to destroy the family, or an enemy that comes up outside of ourselves to interfere in our family. The Nation of Islam is a divine family. Our critics, the skeptics, the evil talkers, the slanderers, have hope.
Let's stop it right here. Now at this time, didn't nobody know that Wallace was going, Wharf Dean was going to change the name and the teachings altogether. Then he changed the name and the teachings. And Minister Farrakhan went with him for a minute. Then when Minister Farrakhan left him, stayed away for a minute, came back and started teaching like Elijah wanted him to teach. For a brief minute, he was regaining all the property of the Nation of Islam. But then again, what happened? He went with Scientology. Now this brought on these young brothers, you know, was probably in with the government to attack the Honorable Elijah Muhammad and bring up some scandalous stuff that the Honorable Elijah Muhammad wasn't guilty of. Yeah, everybody, you know, they act like they're gonna be with you, and then they turn on you. This is government maneuvering of our people. So, I don't know, you know, like, we're going to get into this because all this pandemic and our people is divided on that. If they would have kept up the teachings of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, they would have united our people and it wouldn't be no division. I got to go. Coming back later.